All right. Well, my name is Philip Zamora, and I'm coming to you from Trusted Hearing Center here in Georgetown, Texas. And I am with Miss Louise Smith, and she has been wearing the Oticon More hearing aids, which is the Oticon's newest platform for the last couple of weeks now. Previous to that, she's been wearing the Starkey Livio AI 2400s. So a good comparison. And then you've also tried a couple of more brands. I would say a couple of more, but all of them really.
I've been your demo guinea pig.
That's right. And so we're here talking about just your experience with the Oticon Moors and just how the sound quality has been. First, let's look at some of the features of the Oticon More. The style really hasn't changed from the Open S's, I don't think at all. The charger is still the same, but it does have a brand new chip inside of it. And one of the main things that it boasts is an onboard deep neural network. So apparently they have fed this hearing aid or this chip inside of it 12 million different scenes from real world experiences and have that chip change and adjust based on what it's learned so that it changes and adjusts according to the environments that you walk into, which they claim is the first hearing aid to have those features inside of it, which is interesting. I'm just going to go through a little bit of the benefits of the Oticon More. Apparently, it has increased speech understanding from their previous generation, the Open S, of 15%.
I can't wait to be in a restaurant or someplace and
really
actually
try it in real world.
But
and a 30% increase in the amount of sounds that it's actually sending to your brain. So they claim that sending more sounds and more cues to your brain actually help you with speech understanding, actually help you with environmental cues using this deep neural network. How was your personal experience with these hearing aids over the past 2 weeks?
They've been great. As I said, I have lots of fans in my house, and once we got them fixed where I'm not hearing the fans all the time, they've been wonderful. But I'm 99% in my house. It's quiet, except when the dogs bark.
Right. You did mention you did get to go to some grocery stores.
Yeah, I've been to the grocery store, and I did go out to eat, but again, it was out on a patio.
Right.
Not where I'm hearing the other conversations like you do in a crowded restaurant or anything.
Right.
So
there weren't any noticeable sounds that were overwhelming, and speech was clear with them.
Great.
Good. I think that's one of the best things when someone comes back from wearing demo hearing aids is if they didn't notice any trouble.
Yeah.
Then that's a good thing. There's no problems, right? Except for the fan noises,
right?
Which we did get fixed, and I still have to take a look at all the fans that you have at your house to see what I'm dealing with. But we've got it fixed with both the Oticon Moors and the Starkeys,
right?
So that was really good. There were some brands that really the fan noise was a little bit overwhelming,
right?
To use. So with these two, we got that fixed up really well. They do have Android streaming and Apple streaming using the Asha protocol. Any problem with the streaming at all?
I am having a problem. I do not know if it's the phone or the hearing aids. And it's really weird because it's particularly on recorded messages.
Okay.
When the phone answers and it's some recorded message, and it seems to warble.
Okay.
A little. You suggested I reboot everything, and it seems to be better.
Right. Okay.
So I still don't know. I also changed my phone provider. So
right.
If you change more than one thing, you never know which thing.
When it comes to Bluetooth, it's so hard to tell exactly where the problem is.
Right.
Phone calls are clear. Music is okay. Or audiobooks.
I listen to my audiobooks. Yes.
And that's something that you prefer, is the ASHA protocol or the direct to iPhone?
I'm MFI.
MFI.
Yeah.
That's something that you preferred over the direct Bluetooth, traditional Bluetooth.
Yes.
Is there a reason for that at all?
I had problems with the connectivity with the classic Bluetooth.
Classic Bluetooth. And then just so you know, the classic Bluetooth, that would be available in brands such as Phonak and Unitron.
Right.
And those are the only two brands that use that classic Bluetooth. There are some brands that will use just the MFI or made for iPhone, and then some brands that have the ASHA protocol, which will allow it to connect to Android phones now, which is great.
Right.
I know you're still with the iPhone, but you were thinking about getting an Android.
And I may with the next hearing aids.
Right.
But I went ahead and bit the bullet and stayed with iPhone for now.
Yeah. Good. Rechargeability, how is that? Easy to use?
Terrific. I love rechargeability.
If you have hearing aids, or you're looking at new hearing aids, and you're looking at disposable batteries, go ahead and try the rechargeable hearing aids for a week and see how you like it. I mean, it's
so much better.
Different thing.
I'm not real good with little bitty things, and
right.
particularly, when you're in the car or something like that, and
or having to carry around batteries with you just in case.
Carrying around batteries, right. and I'm sure I still have batteries in places in my house and my car where I've stashed them.
Probably in nook and crannies too, where they fell. Yeah, we have batteries all in the back here. But it's really, really easy. And with the Oticons, that make them unique is that they can be opened up in the office. If that rechargeable battery needs to be replaced, it can be replaced in office, and they're the only ones that have that. Yeah. Any other manufacturer, you do have to, or we do have to send it back into the manufacturer to be replaced. So it's not instant.
Okay.
So that's something that is unique with the Oticon Moores as well.
Definitely keep that in mind.
I have always had very, very good sound quality and sound clarity with Oticon, even in the Open S's. They have a little bit of a different algorithm than the other brands in that they don't necessarily funnel you in background noise. So they keep it more open, hence the name Open. And they've continued that with the More, keeping the speech cues open and constantly looking for speech cues and sounds all around you, instead of funneling you kind of like horse blinders, looking at one direction. Even though you typically in a restaurant would want to hear what's in front of you, you also should be hearing speech cues around you, and that deep neural network definitely helps as well. I also wanted to bring up the new Bose hearing aids as well. Let me see if I can pull up a picture of it.
I've looked at some of the information on them, and I'm astonished that they are so limited.
It's very surprising that from Bose, this is their product. Maybe it is just the entry-level product that they're starting with, hopefully. If it's not, then it is very surprising.
I was just astonished that they don't have Bluetooth.
Yeah, let me see here. The look of it really isn't that great either, but we'll look at some of the features. So this is a picture. So they are RICs, receiver in the canals, with a volume control switch, and it does come with some earbuds as well. At a price point of $849.95 for the pair. They are not rechargeable, so they do use disposable batteries, which is very surprising as well. That can put in rechargeability, even though some of their products do have rechargeability. Right. Also, it's a self-fitting, so you do take an online assessment when you're looking at them. Mainly for mild to moderate hearing losses, and they'll send it to you, and you can make adjustments through an app for environmental controls, speech adjustments, and then you do get to narrow the focus of the microphones as well from that program that it has, and add some programs that are custom for different environments as well. So the app is not bad. You do have some control, but it's still not prescription fit.
Nope.
And for a price point of $849, that's a lot of money to pay for something that's not prescription fit. I don't know what kind of warranty it comes with, but it still definitely doesn't come with service, because Bose doesn't have any stores as well. And one of the main things that I see day to day is I have patients schedule every 3 months to come in, clean the hearing aids, replace the filters. Anything past 3 months, if you're not doing it yourself, usually something's going to happen. The filter is going to get clogged with wax eventually. And so that's what I see most of the time. The service after the hearing aid purchase is the most important, because that's what keeps it working. We do have options here as well. $995 is a little bit more expensive, but it's a Signia product. It's rechargeable. It has Bluetooth in it, which is another thing that the Bose doesn't have.
That was the big thing that just smacked me in the face. Was it's a Bose and it doesn't even have Bluetooth?
That would have been, if they would have just put Bluetooth in it, maybe rechargeable. Okay, $849 maybe, but no rechargeability, no Bluetooth. The Signia will also come with an app. You'll have telecare. You also have remote programming as well. And if you've used the Signia app, it's pretty robust to make those same kind of changes. One of the things that I suggest, if you're considering getting the Bose, what is it called? SoundControl, which is a direct-to-consumer device, is at least go to your primary care doctor and have them look in your ears first to make sure you don't have any earwax.
Right.
That's going to be the safest thing to do. If you want to go to a hearing clinic and have that done, just say, look at my ears, make sure they're clean first, and then maybe proceed with that. I don't know what their return policy is on that. Hopefully it's 30 days maybe.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to try it, hopefully you can still return it if it's not working out for you.
And the other thing is, it comes only with the open fit earbud things.
Right.
And I have gotten so enamored of these kind of
double domes. Yeah.
They make such a huge difference for me.
Right. And that's another thing, the customization that you get. Yeah.
I think people don't realize enough how much the little piece that goes in their ear makes a difference.
It makes a huge difference. Comfort and sound quality wise, it's going to make a huge difference. One of the things that we can offer here, if you do decide to go that route of getting a direct to consumer hearing aid, is if you do need aftercare, which you may in the future, you can definitely buy an aftercare program here that you can come in every 3 months. If you have the Bose hearing aid, I'll clean it for you, replace the earbuds if you run out. I don't know what their policy is on sending out new earbuds. Maybe you can buy them. If it's working for you, I can even run real ear measurement to see exactly what it's doing. And if it's fitting you, great. If it's not, then maybe try something that is prescription. Yeah. I'm glad you've been able to try so many of the products. I think
I'm having a ball.
I think that's important. Being able to try, all of the facts and figures about the Oticon More that they have on their website doesn't directly translate to what you're going to experience in everyday life.
And again, it doesn't translate to what's going to happen when I can be in a noisier situation, which I'm still waiting on. But my biggest push, I think, for people getting hearing aids would be to do a trial period.
Yes, absolutely.
If somebody won't let you do a trial period, walk out the door.
If you go in somewhere and they say these are the hearing aids for you, they don't give you any other options, and they say you need to buy now, go ahead and leave.
Walk out the door.
It shouldn't be, hearing aids are not something that you can know right off the bat, that particular one's going to be the one that you're going to be stuck with for 3 to 4 to 5 years.
Yep.
Some people get lucky and that happens with them, but
and that's great.
That is great.
But
you have choices out there, and you should know you have choices, and you should know that you need to experience some of it before you make that decision.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're paying for, top end technology.
Yep.
Which, by the way, the Oticon More does come in 3 technology tiers. That's going to be the More 1, More 2, and More 3 at the lowest tier. I'm still looking at getting some More 3s because I'm curious to see what the difference is. You probably would have done pretty well with the More 3s in the environments that you've been in, because they haven't been anything complex. I've heard feedback that the More 3s are very, very good, even in complex situations. And again, that's only something you would know if you're actually trying the hearing aids and taking them out into your situations. Yeah. The Oticon Mores are a bit pricey. Oticon is very proud of their products. So the 3 to the 1 is going to range anywhere between $3,400 for the pair. That's to $5,800 for the pair. So they are a little bit more pricey. Our pricing is based on basically an algorithm of, what needs to come out from the purchase. And so it's based on what our purchase price is for those hearing aids. And that's why I say they are very, very proud of their product. It's a good product, though. There are some comparable devices that kind of have the same base features and kind of the same sound quality as you saw from Starkey. Were there night and day differences between the two?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So even though that Starkey uses their own algorithms, has their own technology inside of their hearing aid, than Oticon does, you're still having that same experience from two very different brands of hearing aids. And so that's why it's very important to
do a trial.
Try both of them. If Starkey has a lower price point and they're both doing the same thing, then maybe go with Starkey, or the opposite. If Oticon has a better sound experience, then go with that and it works better for you. And then people have their preferences of, if they've had hearing aids before and they like a certain sound quality, then they're gonna go with something that they're familiar with. Or if they've had trouble with that hearing aid and they want something drastically different, then they might go to the other end of the spectrum and look at a different type of hearing aid as well.
Right.
Well, thank you so much for joining. Did you want to add anything at all?
I'll keep pushing. Do a trial.
Yeah, exactly. Do a trial. Don't stick with one thing. If the place you're going to doesn't have a lot of choices, or they're only pushing one product, they may have a contract with that hearing aid brand.
Yes.
They may be owned by that as well. There are a lot of chains that are owned by hearing aid manufacturers. Right. And that's one of the reasons why they're pushing that product, is they have to fill a quota, which sometimes works out, but it isn't necessarily the best thing for the patient or the consumer.
Right.
So you want a lot of options. We don't have any contracts with anyone, and I like to keep it that way, because I want to offer, if you come in and you're dead set on getting Oticon More, great. Trial it, take it out. That's what you really want. Great. If it's a Signia product or a Phonak product or a Unitron product, awesome. Let's go do a trial, and then you come back and tell me if that's the right hearing aid for you. A lot of hearing aid manufacturers are expanding how much technology they have as well, which is bringing down the price of some of that newer technology. Unitron and Phonak have the 90, the 70, the 50, the 30. And so,
how do you keep up?
They defeature these hearing aids, for lower price points. I've fit a lot of 30s and 50s or 3s and 5s of the Unitrons, and the patients do well with them, even at a lower technology tier. That's another thing that you would only know if you take the hearing aids out on a trial.
Right.
I always say, based on your situations, it's going to be based on the technology and, of course, your hearing loss and how severe it is. But you're only going to know that it's the right product for you if you actually take it out and try it in your environments. So don't get stuck on someone selling you top tier technology. More than likely, I'm going to say you're not going to do much better with that top tier than even one step below it or even two steps below it. But again, the only way you're going to know is if you actually wear the hearing aids more than just in the office or for a couple hours.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to test some more hearing aids out on you because
Okay.
number one, we have Signia is just releasing a product and they're adding ASHA protocol to their hearing aids as well. So they used to be only made for iPhone. Now they're going to be able to directly stream from Android devices, which is good news. They also have 2 chips inside of their new hearing aids, the AX, which is going to process speech and noise separately and then combine them, which is, I have limited information, but it's coming out and it'll be...
Sounds interesting.
It sounds interesting. That's why I have you try it to tell me real world exactly what it's doing.
Okay.
And then Unitron has just released, and I've already fit 3 pairs of this, and the patients love it. Is basically their version of the Paradise. So tap control, activate Siri, have connections to 2 Bluetooth devices. They've improved the Bluetooth. So I'm curious to see exactly what you say about the Bluetooth as well. They're one of the ones that use traditional Bluetooth. The styling is really nice. And then Phonak is also coming out with a cross, finally, for their Paradise platform, which I just heard recently. So that will open up a whole lot for those people that need that cross or bi-cross.
Right.
They also have some Roger devices coming out that are new too, some universal ones. So that'll be interesting. And of course, I'm sure other manufacturers will follow behind with their new technology as well. It's a quick turnaround. So it's been a quick turnaround for a lot of manufacturers. And
my understanding is that they're coming out with the Roger devices that will work with something other than Phonak. Yes. And any hearing aid that has a T-coil in it. So that's the compromise. It must have a T-coil to be able to connect to that intermediary device. Everybody should have a T-coil regardless. Yes. If you don't know what a T-coil is, there are certain rooms and places that have a loop either in the flooring or the ceiling or one that you can pull out, that when you enter that space with a hearing aid that has T-coil, the audio source that it's hooked up to, whether it be a microphone or a TV presenter, will stream directly into the hearing aids. By the way, are you aware that I think it's the Seroptimist or somebody has provided small T-coils for the Georgetown tax office and something else? I did see that. I sent that out because I think that's super. It is. And they're portable too. I saw that. Yeah. And so they have portable T-coils, and it really helps for those that either have severe hearing losses or still have trouble hearing with their hearing aids to be able to stream that person's voice directly into their ears. I mean, it cuts out a lot of that distance and makes it much clearer for them. Yep. If you're interested at all in trying your T-coil out, you can go to the tax office and try it out, or you can come here. Our lobby is looped and it's always connected to our TV. So you don't even need an appointment. You can just either from the outside or the inside lobby, just put it in T-coil mode and make sure that your T-coil is working well. Or if you wanted to demo the T-coil, it's amazing that there's no other accessory that's needed other than what's set up, that you can just click a button and it starts streaming directly into your ears. Yep. It's amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions for me or for Louise, she's happy to answer them as well. You can give us a call at 512-357-8000. You can also email me at Phillip, PHILLIP, @trustedhearingcenter.org.
All right. Thank you so much. And we'll be back, I'm sure, with a Signia review or a Unitron review or whatever new technology comes out to try real world, because that's where it actually makes a difference, is real world, not just numbers on a paper.
Yep.
All right. Thank you so much.